Hello, everybody, all of my subscribers. I have about 7,000 of you. That's going down by the day because you have no idea what I do with this channel. I keep changing it up, switching it around. Right now, I'm just putting out some thoughts, sort of Tim Pool style. I have my camera in the corner. See my beautiful face. Hopefully, you will enjoy what I put out. I don't know. I mean, golly, I'm just a guy who's recording myself talk, which some reason people gravitate to people who do that, depending on whether that person has anything, I guess, of substance worthwhile saying. Today we're going to talk about blocking promoted Twitter accounts. So maybe you'll find that substantial. I don't think that, for some reason, maybe it's me, but my videos don't seem to do very well, especially lately. But that's probably because my channel died down. I stopped putting out a lot of videos, and so now my videos are getting like 100 views, whereas they used to get like 10,000 a day at least. Now they're getting, the last one has accumulated a total of 100 views. So maybe I just need to be more consistent putting out videos. I don't even know if you guys are really interested in me or what I have to say, but I think any personality can gather at least a small base who actually enjoys what they have to say, and they want to watch them and interact with them. And I will interact with all of you. I try to put my Twitter handle in all my videos, so if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can. Twitter is where I'm getting pretty much all of my content at this point, because there's a lot of stuff on Twitter. It's a good way to keep up to date on what's going on the madness in the world. And going along those lines, what I'm talking about today is blocking promoted Twitter accounts. Now, these the primary way that people advertise, that companies and brands and just regular people advertise on Twitter, is they just pay to have a tweet promoted, which means that tweet, even though you're not following that person or that brand and you really don't care what they have to say, that tweet appears on your timeline and it shows promoted underneath. So what we need to do, because Twitter is a massive pile of garbage, the company itself, Twitter is worthwhile for the individuals and people who use it, because Twitter is very active. These other social networks, especially the ones that claim to be free speech oriented and so forth, they are not nearly as active. Twitter has a monopoly, a massive monopoly. Very difficult to upset that monopoly. And for any company, social network, to really truly be successful on par with Twitter, they have to be able to attract people from all sides of the political spectrum. An echo chamber is just not, it just doesn't have a massive broad appeal. What's really good about Twitter is you can find a lot of idiots that you can interact with, and if they block you, then you have been successful. If a moron blocks you on Twitter, then you've had a successful interaction with them. That's sort of the goal, as far as I'm concerned, is to get blocked by these far leftist crazy nutbags. That means that you really got to them, and you probably said something that makes sense, which they don't like. They don't like it when you make sense. Excuse me while I light this up here, and we'll get going on the topic. There we go. It's good for me to just kind of relax and take it easy as I make a video. That way I can just naturally flow and naturally talk with you and interact with you while I'm wearing the Mario hat that my 5-year-old decided to put on me. He's been running around in his Luigi costume. He loves it. He loves to pretend to be Luigi and Dad is Mario. So, the topic today is blocking promoted tweets, the accounts that promote these tweets. The reason why we want to do this is because not only do you prevent those ads from ever appearing on your timeline again from that specific company, but you prevent any sort of reach. You cut off any reach that brand has entirely. You cannot see their tweets. They cannot get their tweets to you in any way unless they do it through another account. So that has what I would deem a positive negative effect on these accounts and on Twitter specifically. The negative effect that it has is positive. These accounts will start having to rethink how they spend their advertising budget on Twitter. They'll probably, in the end, if this becomes widespread enough where people are just blocking them completely, they'll probably just have to stop advertising on Twitter or find another way of reaching out on Twitter. I mean, they throw ads out in the middle of their like their trending section and all that stuff, and I don't know, that's sort of an option. I don't know if I've gone through and I've blocked the ones that show up and they are still there. It doesn't get removed, it gets removed from my timeline, but it is still a really solid way to affect them. I think probably if you block them when they appear on trending, then you won't see them on trending anymore after that. Anyway, regardless, it still has a good positive negative effect on these guys. This is my list of accounts that I've blocked. Look at all of these accounts, all these people, brands and stuff trying to advertise on Twitter, and they just end up getting blocked. So when you're using Twitter and you see these promoted tweets, go through and every single time you see one, block them. I believe you can do it directly from the tweet, or you can just go to their profile and just hit the three dots or whatever that gives you a list of options how you can interact with that account, and block it completely. I mean, this really affects these accounts if you cannot see anything that they have to say or put out. If enough people are doing this, then it's going to actually become a problem. And I'm talking about just maybe 10 or 20% of the people who see their tweets. If just that many block them, it will have a massive effect on them. But 10 or 20% is really high. So that's I would say that would be difficult to reach that many unless it becomes a real trend. And in the end, I think Twitter would probably have to remove the ability to block these accounts entirely, which would be it would be sort of a conflict with Twitter, because if they have these right-wing accounts and brands promoting stuff to people who view them as Nazis, literal Nazis, and hate machines, and then they can't remove them off their timeline, that would be a conflict for Twitter. That would be a problem. So maybe Twitter might be stuck in this position where they have to allow you to continue blocking just because of these whiny crybabies who want to be able to block literal Nazis that are overrunning the world. So having said that, let's move on to one other topic, one other subject. You guys are not real familiar with me as a person, with who I am, my character, because my channel has been all over the place. I don't know why most of you subscribed. I think most of you, many thousands of you, subscribed for the clips that I was putting up. You saw the clips. I was a clip channel. The channel is called Oof Curator, which implies that I'm curating oofs, and that's sort of conflicting for me, because this video is not a compilation of oofs. I don't think there's any oofs in this video, but I have all of the artwork and the branding is together, and well, I do plan on putting out some oofs. It depends on what your definition of oof is, whether you consider it to be like these protesters getting shot in the nuts with a beanbag. I call that a solid oof. That's something that I would gladly put on my channel and comment about. But primarily what I'm gonna do is something that's sort of temple style, where it's just off the cuff commenting on stuff. I don't know if I'm going to put up news articles. That's more of a mundane Matt kind of thing. And I mean, he's really pathetic and horrible at it. So hopefully, if and when I do put up articles, I will have a little bit more character and personality than your standard mundane Matt. Which mundane Matt is kind of a weird guy, because his videos are so boring and awful. And then when he steps away from his brand, I guess, that he's built, where he's just trying to put out that he's just this reasonable, logical, in the middle kind of guy who considers both sides carefully, and the results that he puts out from that are pure garbage. He has no solid, good, hot takes. Then he gets on Twitter and he starts going back and forth with people, and he gets a little crazy. That's when the real mundane Matt comes out. If that mundane Matt were commenting on his news articles and stuff, he'd probably be a little bit more successful, because what he's putting out right now is just plain pathetic. As for me and my channel and how I want to do this, I plan on, when the mood strikes me, just putting out videos, commentary, things like that. I don't believe I'm anything special. I don't believe that I have any sort of significant, deep insight to any subject. The only thing that I could really comment on would be things that are related to my occupation, and I don't feel like revealing my occupation. I don't feel like people calling my employer and trying to get me fired. That would be awkward, especially we got it. Nope. I've got it. There we go. We're good to go now. Especially because I'm sort of in a managerial position. In the hierarchy of my company, there's only 2 people who are higher than me on the chain of command, and I've got over 55 people who are below me. So I don't want to be in a position where people are coming to my employer and saying, "Hey, did you see what he said on Twitter? Did you see what he said on YouTube? Blah blah blah." They actually know my YouTube channel. They don't know my Twitter channel. So, but I'm not like a crazy nutty guy who will put out insane actual Nazi stuff that's insanely racist and so forth. So realistically, I don't believe I have anything to worry about when it comes to that. My employers and the people around me are right-leaning. Actually, I'd call them pretty solid conservatives from what I've seen. So that bodes well for me if I were to be put in that kind of a situation. And hopefully nothing will ever pop out of me that's a fireable offense, because I do sort of need my job and need to be able to take care of my family, my 5 kids and my wife. So that does matter to me. That is important to me, and it would be really stupid for me to lose my career over a side thing like YouTube. Which, you know, maybe this channel will grow and people will actually feel like I'm worth engaging with. Some people will, probably most people won't. I will have my Twitter handle in the description if you want to follow me, interact with me. I don't know, if you want to throw some sick burns or whatever at me, that'll be great. I love that stuff. So at any rate, block promoted tweets, block the accounts that put them out. I am Thomas Ellington. This is the kind of stuff that I put out. This is the kind of content that I plan on putting out. Hopefully I'll continue doing this face cam stuff unless I get in some kind of horrible disfiguring accident, or if I get really fat, then I'll have to stop. Here comes a plane. That's the signal to end the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Bye!